Philadelphia is known for having some very vocal fans, and nearly 70,000 of them are letting their voices be heard already. Welcome inside Lincoln Financial Field. Jake Elliott is out and ready to kick this one away. And we're underway from Philadelphia. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Now begin with a run by Mixon. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the gun, Stroud. Throwing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect. And all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back them up and bring up 4th down. Texans going to kick this away on 4th, and it's Tommy Townsend on for the punt. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And the Eagles will take possession. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Slot man motioned over.
Go, Reed, go. Take go.
They run it with Saquon Barkley. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. Juke the defender. Has a hole left, room to run. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this piece down.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Throwing from the gun. His first throw is an interception. And the Texans will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Fault.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
come to the line here, 2nd and 9. On the ground again with Mixon. And he found some running room for a nice gain. That's going to go down as a gain of 7. Now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Keeping it with Mixon. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Brings it in at the 12. And he gets his offense in better field position here to start. Up close to the 30. He manages 13 on this punt return. And it'll be their football. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Let's go.
They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Ready? Go, check. Go, check.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he'll get this through midfield and starts pushing into Texans territory. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Got it. Ready? 19 Lions. Set. Ready?
They'll throw it. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
It's a loss of 4. It's now 3rd and 8.
Panther 11. Panther 11. Set up. Ready?
Back to throw. Finds his man, Gray. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
60 Bison. 60 Bison. Panther 60. Panther 60. Set up.
They'll run for it with Barkley. And all that for a single yard. What an effort to get what he could there. Only 1 yard, but when all you need is an inch or two, Brock, that'll still move the chains. On the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Lion.
They go to Barkley again. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. And stop coming from Henry To'o. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
At the 40-yard line.
Set. Set go.
Here's another carry for Barkley. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That's the end of the 1st quarter with no score.
Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. This has been a good drive, but it's at risk here on third down. Back to throw. That sails over his target, incomplete, and now it's fourth down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Stroud. On target to his back, Joe Mixon. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact. It gets home. But, of course, we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with third down.
Well into this first half, still struggling to find any rhythm, and that's what sacks do. That is why these defenders get paid big money when they get those sacks in the stat column, because as you're seeing today, it totally disrupts the rhythm, the continuity, and any success for an offense. So many coaches love third downs and practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game or already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these third downs.
He has it at the 22. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. 65 yards on the punt there. And they're going to take over possession.
Okay, ready?
1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, check that. Street. Come on.
Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Going to be second down.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Hey! Warriors, 70.
He's going to throw this one. And all around
don't know
tough
what
play
the
for him.
fuck
Took
you're
a
on
shot on
doing.
the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down.
Khalid! Buffalo 18. 72. Go!
Back now, pressure on its way.
Dude, I
Just
have
got
no
it away
time
before
to
the
throw this
headbutt.
ball.
It doesn't matter, it's
These
incomplete.
guys are
Fourth
coming
down
in
coming up.
untouched.
Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly
Every single
sandwich.
time.
It takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
Secures this at the 17. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And it's going to be Texans football. Stroud throwing here on first. Has his man.
Oh
It's
my
Mixon.
god, dude. Of
Space
course.
for 35. Still fighting forward.
Of course.
And he flips the field
Of
for them
course,
before being
dude.
taken down.
I can guarantee you
that
that's
would
going to be a Tell the
happen.
Truth Monday right there in the film room, front and center, showing you the importance of tackling in the open field. An opportunity to cut him down sooner, but the broken tackle allowed him to add those extra yards to the catch.
He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Big Jordan Davis getting there for the tackle. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. He just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. They motion Dell over left. Throwing on 3rd down, Stroud. Connection made to Dell. And this one doesn't go far.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter, but they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
It's far enough, but no good. He sent it just a little bit right. And we continue to await our opening score of this ball game.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10.
Let's go.
First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Ready.
From the 48. That's caught by A.J. Brown. It's a Philadelphia touchdown! The Eagles get the game's first points here in the 2nd. A.J. Brown, the touchdown. Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Running with Mixon out of the gun. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
First down, and they go right back to him. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Big Jordan Davis getting there for the tackle. It's the 2-minute warning now from the link. The Texans trailing in the early going. Second and 6 coming up here.
Here we go.
From the 47. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
Now he starts from the 6. And he gets them what he can, but still pretty deep in their own territory starting out. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And they'll get ready to go on offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, set.
They'll come out throwing. Has a man, it's Brown. It's on the turf, falls out, he lost it.
Wow.
And the Texans grab it.
Wow.
And Houston returns this to the end zone.
Fucking done with this game.
Touchdown. The Texans earn the chance to tie it before halftime. That's no good. The veteran mishits one rather surprisingly, and they leave a point after on the table.
Come on, Madden. You really think to do that shit? Dominating them this whole entire game.
Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. Here's Kevontae Turpin on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throw right side, caught by Smith. Gets to the 10. He does it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles grow their lead just before halftime. Elliott on now to attempt the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles grow their lead to 8. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
All right.
Now it's Stroud. Pass caught by Mixon. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Darius Slay with the stop.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. Back to throw, Stroud. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helped set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
1st down, Stroud. This one quickly to Dell. And they get this down to the 28.
Oh, this
Houston calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Stroud. And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left. Couldn't connect to a Tank Dell. And it's going to be 2nd down. Motioning the tight end now. And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. And that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw almost ended an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
And this one had a brief chance, but not a good kick in the end. He misses it. And they continue to trail by 8.
Well, there's certainly never, ever a guarantee from that distance, but that's one you'd expect to be in your kicker's range. You hate to have a drive come away with nothing, but that's exactly what happened.
One last play before the break. He's back to throw. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Eward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. The kicking team all ready for the Texans, and forward they run to send it away. Turpin with a return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. They'll cobble together a yard there. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Let's go now.
Barkley, a 1st down and more. And he gets it forward all the way to the 44. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line.
You know you love some of my buzzwords, kid. I know you do. And this one was about willpower. He got the rock a long way from the chains and put his teammates on his back for a heck of a run. And a great try at that 1st down.
Barkley trying this up the gut. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
Oh, look at this. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Strong running inside the 30. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
They'll motion Brown right. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3.
Let's go. Take go.
Setting up a throw. The throw is caught. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Taps it quick to the receiver coming across. Touchdown, Philadelphia! Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, let's go.
Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Milton Williams making the stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. From the gun, Stroud. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. And the streak continues. Another one hits the ground. Trying to find Stephon Diggs. So that brings up 4th and long. The Texans set to punt. And he's been one of the players of this game. Getting about 50 yards of boots so far, and here's another quality effort. He has it at the 13. And nothing to complain about on this return as he gets it beyond the 30. Found some space, got his team 21 on that run back. And it's going to be their football coming up. First down, a run with Barkley. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. This finds Smith. And what a hit there. Ouch, she faced the price for moving the chains that time.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Running left, this is Barkley. He's out in the clear. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
They give to Barkley, left side. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Lee McNeil in on the tackle. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Hey, smash Bronco! Get it!
And they send a man in motion. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Call it a gain of 6, and they need only 2 now on 3rd down.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
A loss of 2 yards. It's 4th down.
We're through 3 on this holiday weekend. This one not. So on fourth down, on comes the Eagles kicker, Jake Elliott, for the try. From the left hash, this is from 47. Oh, look at this, it's a fake. They're gonna throw. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's gonna be out of bounds a few yards short of the first. That's gonna be a turnover on downs. The fake field goal does not get it done. This is gonna be a turnover on downs. They're out and set, first and 10. Now begin with a run by Mixon. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. Trying to find Stephon Diggs. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
On the quick, right?
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. On play action, here's Stroud. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. Play caller, quarterback, offensive line. Yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles make it a 3-score game in the 4th. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. So the back does the work that time, Brock, taking it in for the touchdown. Yeah, a running back in space can be an awfully dangerous weapon on a football field. Whether that's a designed route to him, a check down, you see what can happen, what kind of damage the elite running backs in this league can do. Point after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles grow the lead now to 22 points. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. He'll bring it out from the middle of the end zone. Return lanes don't open for him. He stopped shy of the 15. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Shotgun now for Stroud. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. Back now, pressure on its way. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
All right.
Looking to throw, Stroud. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down. Punt team on the field. And he's been getting all of it every time out. Averaging over 50 yards a kick, and this is another one well hit. Punt meets him at the 28. And he puts together a nice little return there before they're able to bring him down. This one returned for 11 yards. And the Eagles will take possession. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Here's Saquon. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. They run it with Saquon. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
60 Bobcat, 60.
He'll look to throw. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball. Left side. Well, they had the look. Certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down. The Eagles are in punt formation. Blake Gillikin will kick it away. Nice punt here, up and angled towards the sideline. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Motion man sent left. Stroud throwing here on 1st. Short pass brought in. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them. And the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's Stroud now. Pass taken in by Diggs. Still has some space inside the 35. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans get it back to within 2 possessions. It's a Stephon Diggs touchdown. So now the Texans decide not to pull the offense. They're not kicking. They're going for 2. He's throwing for it. And he's going to cross for the score. They trim that deficit down to 14. Well, not the way they drew it up, partner, but when it works, who cares? They didn't defend the check down throw, and it's open for 2.
I could still remember one of my first red zone days way back when. Touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. Now, I know it's not a touchdown, but this check down, well, it was a valuable 2 points.
And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
On the handoff, it's Barkley. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the 1st down.
1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, check that street. Ready?
Here's Barkley. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
They go with Barkley here. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. 6 yards to pick up there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Able to get it to Barkley. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Hand the street! Hand the street! Hut, hut!
Gonna run with Barkley. Is in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles have likely locked up the win right there. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. Elliott on now to attempt a point after. Boy, was it close, but the point after does go through. And the Eagles stretch their lead to 21. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Texans hoping to make it look a little better before time runs out. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Keeping it with Mixon. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that 1st down.
You know what I love about that play call? It was simple. Nobody overthinking on the sideline or out on the field. Just an offense going to work and moving those chains.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Cooper to Jean in to pick it up. And the Eagles take over on his 5th interception of the season. I don't know what to be impressed by most, Brock. How effortless he made it look to throw it that deep, or how effortless the cover man made it look to get that far down there and haul in the interception.
How about we just marvel at both of them? You call a deep pass like that again on the next play, it could go to the end zone. But this time, it is a takeaway.
And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run, but I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They go to Barkley again. And he'll only get this to the 26 before going down. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4. So it's an Eagles win here in this one. And they carried some of that winning football from last game into this contest. Now a modest little win streak blossoming for them, Brock. They've got 2 in a row as they get out of here with a victory. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Eagles are winners as we say so long from Philadelphia.